like 20 hours been like for you?
It's just been crazy, and I feel very blessed.
With that great 40-yard dash you ran, 4.9, how does that translate to offensive tackle play? Like, how does that help you? Because we know it helps wide receivers and corners who are 4.4 speed. How does it help a tackle to run that fast?
I think it shows my explosiveness and just my overall athleticism. I'm very fast, and I'm also very strong too.
You talked about being a mauler last night on the ball. What is your mentality when you're on the field?
When I get on that field, I just flip the switch. No friends out there, so just get after everybody.
Do you think that approach was something that these guys here really liked, that they saw from you?
Yeah, I say Coach Glenn, he definitely likes my mindset on the field, and also just obviously my film and my athletic traits.
You mentioned Tyron Smith last night. Was there anyone else? Because Aaron mentioned you reminded him of a little Penny Sewell with the Lions. Was there anybody else you kind of patterned your game after or watched when you were playing?
Yeah, I say especially last year, I like watching Andrew Thomas and Rashawn Slater, two good tackles I like watching.
You went through a bit of a body transformation, right? From early in high school, you were kind of a slimmer guy, and then was it during the pandemic you just worked out a lot and came back a different person? Could you just walk us through how that body change took place?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. At like the beginning of the pandemic, I was probably like 6 foot, probably like 220 around there, and then like by the time we came back to like football workshop and everything, I was like 6'2", 6'3", a good like 250, and I was like way faster and stronger than I was before.
What was the key?
I say just working out, and I feel like God, He just gave me I think He gave me like a new update or something.
When did you start to think this was possible playing in the NFL?
I knew it was a real possibility after my freshman year when I first got on the field.
Freshman year in Missouri.
Yep.
And then last year, how did the decision evolve to come out for the draft?
For me, by the end of the season, it was pretty easy because I was playing really well, and just also mentally too. Like I'm confident in myself to know like I was gonna be fine.
What was it about your freshman year? Was it just the competition and the way you held up against it, or was there a moment that year when you kind of realized that it clicked for you?
I just say, my last couple of starts my freshman year, I did really good, so I just knew, like with 2 more years of experience, I was gonna be able to, change myself to an NFL player.
How did playing in the SEC help you get to this point?
Just made me really battle tested because I feel like every team in the SEC you can't sleep because every week every team has like their 7+ sack guys, so you gotta be on your P's and Q's all the time.
Who was the hardest defender you went up against?
I say it's just a lot of great guys going up every week, especially last year at Texas A&M gave me a great challenge. So games like that they make or break you.
Armand, what kind of relationship have you had with Coach Jones over there, your position coach, and what has he meant to you?
I got a great relationship with Coach Jones. He was at my draft party, and he's done a lot for me ever since he came in at Mizzou, and he took me under his wing. He's done a lot to change my game.
Did he have some words for you when you told him you felt it was time to go on to the next level? And did you consult him at all on whether you felt that was the right thing to do?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but for the most part, he was just really supportive because, he knew, too, like, I was ready. So it wasn't really much of a conversation.
And how would you describe your work ethic? I heard a couple stories about you after all the draft interviews were over, you were still grinding out there, working out, being at the stadium and stuff like that.
Yeah, I believe confidence comes through your preparation. So, I like to work really hard because, you got to work hard to get what you.
You alluded to it a little bit on the Zoom last night about your FaceTime with Aaron Glenn, and evidently whatever you said must have convinced them that you're the right guy. Is there anything memorable that you took out of that conversation? What did he ask you? Did he ask you football questions or like personal questions, or like what was the takeaway? Really just getting to know me one more time before the draft and just seeing what my mentality was going into the NFL.
You played a lot of different sports when you were younger. Obviously decided on football. What was your second best sport? would you say?
I say, okay, first off, I say football is like right all the way over here compared to all them other sports. But if I had to choose, probably wrestling. I was decent.
How good of a tennis player were you?
I wasn't bad, but I couldn't put it up there. I wouldn't lie.
How much does wrestling help you playing tackle?
I say just one thing I took away from wrestling is being able to drop levels and just change your leverage. So I was really good at spearing people. So I think I kind of took that into the game. I run block and just getting down and getting low.
How do you think your physicality can help you blocking for a mobile quarterback like Justin Fields?
Yeah, I think I just, once again, I'm very athletic. So just me with an athletic quarterback going to be able to do some pretty fun things.
Can you talk a little bit about, I was talking to some people about who described you as you've got a little bit of a goofy personality. They meant that in a fun way. I mean, we kind of saw it on Zoom last night a little bit, but the dynamic of switch and making that switch, when you're on the field and there's no friends and all that stuff, is that just something that just goes, that's inside of you as soon as it's game day, or how do you describe making that switch and flipping that switch?
Yeah, I say it's something that I developed over time, but yeah, for me, it's just once I get in that field, you just get into a different mindset, like it's kill time.
To see your family here, just how they've supported you throughout this process to reach to the NFL.
Yeah, my family means a lot to me because, they've, been with me since the beginning and shown me a lot of love, so.
Have you connected with any of your new teammates, and what has that been like?
Not yet, but, I'm really excited to get to know all the new guys.
Armand, so often when you have a very athletic tackle, he plays left tackle. Obviously, you're very athletic. How did you end up on the right side? What's the story there?
When I first came into Mizzou, we already had Javon Foster, and he was kind of the guy already. So he just got drafted last year to the Jags. So that's kind of the reason why I was on the right.
Did you consider moving to the left at all after he left?
Well, after we left, we got Marcus Bryant. So yeah. Plus, I didn't know at the beginning of the year I was gonna leave. So yeah.
When people look at this pick of you this year and last year with Olu, you two are building blocks on that offensive line for years to come. Do you take that as a responsibility as an offensive lineman that you're a foundation piece for this franchise?
Yeah, I'll just say it means a lot that, this team's invested that pick into me. And, I'm taking it kind of slow. I'm just taking it one step at a time. So just trying to get to practice and everything first.
Did you feel you shot up the boards like the last month? Like, what were you hearing right after the season compared to what you were hearing right before the draft? Because there was this perception that he's a very good player, but he's rising up the boards leading up to the draft.
Yeah, after the season, I was hearing second, third round grades, and I was kind of debating whether I should go back or not. But I was confident in my film from the season prior, and just confident in myself. So I'm definitely glad I made that decision to come out.
What changed, do you think? Was it the 4.940? Like, what changed? What allowed you to really move up?
I feel like once people seen the athleticism I showed at the combine, they probably took that second look at the film and was like, "Whoa, he is that athletic."
Anything you plan on buying with your newfound wealth?
I don't got anything off the top of my head now.
Having parents from Cameroon, what was that culturally like growing up? And some of the stuff that came from the old homeland and how they raised you and the values they gave you.
Yeah, I just say just a blessing. I have cultured parents too, because they for sure keep you accountable when you get in trouble as a kid. But yeah, just now I'm blessed to have my parents in my life.
Take a couple more.
Do you speak French? Do you speak French?
No, I do not, sadly. I can understand a decent bit, but my parents can, but I can't.
What do you consider the strength of your game, and is there one area you feel like you're looking forward to getting coached up on at the NFL level?
Really, I just say, I'm very explosive. I create a lot of good movement in the run game, and I'm very consistent in pass pro. And then I wouldn't really say nothing for weaknesses right now. I'm just trying to, improve my overall game once I get here.
Very, very good. Thank you, Hancock. We're going to do the photo with the jersey real quick. Let's move the table on the floor.
All right.
Stick it in the photo. Everybody good? Mark, you got yours? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.